Welcome back to the Hats That I Wear Training Center. Today we're going to go a little bit more deeper into the discovery phase. Oftentimes when we struggle to complete our goals or when we finish our goals, we're not quite satisfied with the results. It's because we didn't take the time in the discovery phase to fully define our purpose, our intent, and our expectations. So today in this training module, we're going to go over the project charter. This project charter is helping you lay out a roadmap. So when you're in the midst of your goal and maybe things aren't going as smoothly as you were hoping to, discouragement is natural, but this is a document you can flip back to remember the excitement and the energy you had, to remember the purpose of why you were taking the time to do this, remember the intent and the expectations so that you can gather back up that strength, get excited again, and move forward. The beauty of steps to success is that while we are focusing on taking a current action or step, we have a long-term goal. To apply this in our lives, let's just look at it as if we are deciding that we want to become more physically active. You know, an action or a step is going to be that you are going to walk X amount of steps a day. So while you're focusing on that action of every step you're clicking off, making sure that you're getting all your steps in, you also have a long-term plan and a long-term vision. Your long-term plan and vision is that you are going to, be able to walk X amount of steps within a certain period of time. You're going to be able to, it's going to take X amount of steps to equal, walking a mile. And you're going to have that because you have that long-term vision of improving your health while you're focusing on that early morning 4:30 a.m. alarm to get out of bed and take that action to begin your first step of the day. You also understand the long-term goal of this is going to help me be able to get, healthier and be more physically fit. So steps to success is all about creating that long-term vision so that when you take action and the alarm goes off at 4:30 and you really don't want to get up that morning to get out there and take those steps, you'll be able to refer back to that original motion of excitement and energy and desire to accomplish your goal. And that's what we're going to do today in the Discovery Zone. So real quickly, the project phases or goal are four phases. You have the discovery, the strategy, the design, and execution. And today it is all about the Discovery Zone. The project charter is one of the first steps that you're going to take. And this is a living document. This is your journal of expressing your emotions and your feelings of why you are going and taking this project on, what it is that you want to accomplish. You're going to be talking about the purpose of your goal and what is the intent, what are your expectations. When we have goals and we often are disappointed at the end result of our goal, a lot of times it's because we haven't clearly defined the purpose and the intent and the expectations. And when we take the time to be able to set those three things out, we have a better idea as to why we are doing this, what we hope we will accomplish from this, and why it is important for us to take those daily steps and actions. So a project charter is going to be establishing your goals, your deliverables, which is, your actions or the results, and then creating a timeline. So we're going to talk a little bit about purpose, intent, and expectations. So when you go and you start out with the questions of what is your purpose, start asking yourself questions as to What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that is you want to see occur? And usually the purpose is that you want to have some type of change in your life because there's something you're dissatisfied with, or you have a desire to improve upon something. So your purpose is putting that into a statement. I am choosing to make this goal because I want to have this accomplished in my life. Then you start asking the questions on intent. What is the intent of this? Why do you want to have your life changed? Why do you want to have your life improved by accomplishing this? What would occur if you weren't able to accomplish this? All of these questions help you to define your intent. The real true reason as to why you are taking this goal on to make a change in your life. And be honest with yourself. If it is a financial goal, the true intent is because you're not satisfied with your financial position in your life. That's okay. Money is not being able to provide for yourself, to have some luxuries, to have some, be able to support your family. That is very worthwhile and worthy, and you don't have to be ashamed of your intent when you're honest with yourself. And by having this be a living document, you may not have to show anybody. You may choose to show somebody, but you may not have to show anybody if you so desire to just keep it so that you can refer back. But the most important part when you are creating this project charter and you are creating you are defining your purpose, your intent, and your expectation is you need to be honest with yourself. If you are a business and you are using this to be able to go get funding, you need to be honest with them. You need to have that well defined. You need to have that defined as this is my purpose and this is the reason behind it. And not be altruistic, but be very detailed into what it is, the motivation and the drive and the excitement that is behind it is what is your intent. It is what causes you to have that emotional reaction when you think about the goal. And then you're going to define your expectations. What is it that you expect from yourself to be able to feel like you've accomplished the goal, to be able to feel like you completed what you set forward to do? And that is going to help you hold yourself accountable, because you are basically committing by setting the expectations of what you expect from yourself. That is the first step into developing self-discipline and self-motivation, because you are committing to yourself. So quickly going through and recapping, discovery phase is where you research, and we're going to talk about researching the competition. The competition is direct, indirect, complementary, and innovative. You're going to research your target audience, your available technology, your marketing options, your social media platforms. All of these things is what you're going to be doing in this discovery phase, and putting this inside your project charter for the hot tips for social media marketing. For other goals, once again, you may have other goals that you can utilize social media platforms or marketing options. Those are all the things that you'll have to decide, and all of those are part of this living document of the project charter. So a real quick recap. Your action that directly affects your goal is a direct action. And that is also going to be referenced when you talk about when you're researching your competition. If your competition's action is going to directly affect your goal, That would be a direct competition. When it comes to indirect competition, if your competition's action affects their goal, which then could affect your goal, that would be an indirect competition. When it comes to your action, it's going to be if this action that you take is going to accomplish this part of the goal, and you can't move forward until that is finished in order for you to finish your goal, that your end result goal, that would be an indirect action. So a complementary competition would be their actions have multiple things that could possibly affect your goal. And it could be positive in affecting your goal and helping you, or it could be negative in that it could prohibit you from reaching your goal. That would be competition, that would be complementary. When it comes to your actions, if your actions are going to have multiple touch points that are going to need to occur to be finished, in order for you to be able to succeed in your goal, that would be a complementary action. By doing this, and this, joined together will make it so that I can reach my goal. I can take the next step towards my goal. So an innovative competitor would be someone who is doing a similar goal as yours, but they're taking it in a whole new, different direction. They are doing things that maybe you hadn't even thought about or even heard about. So by going and researching an innovative competition, you'll be able to learn a lot from watching and observing and researching how they are accomplishing a very similar goal. Then you can decide if you want to do things similar or if it spurs ideas for you to be able to find another new innovative approach that other people are going to be interested in seeing what you're doing. Now, when it comes to your actions towards your goal, if you set a goal, think outside of the box. Think about new ways of accomplishing your goal. If it's a goal that you've had in the past that you've struggled with finishing or accomplishing, try and get a little bit more creative and come up with ideas of how you can maintain that excitement and that energy so that you have the self-discipline and the self-motivation to complete your goal. Those would all be innovative actions which, when you apply them, will benefit your goal. So in conclusion, the discovery phase gives you all the information that you need to establish a roadmap of how you're going to accomplish your goal. And by gathering all this information up, then you can lay it out on the table or put it up on the wall or on a whiteboard, and you can start piecing the puzzle together of how you're going to create the final picture of the goal that you want to accomplish. So by taking the time to fully explore your options in the discovery phase, you're going to find the strategy phase of your project will go quicker. The last thing you want to do is to get into strategy phase and all of a sudden you're piecing everything together and then you're realizing, like a puzzle, all of a sudden you're missing a piece. So rather than being able to continue putting all those puzzle pieces together, you now have to stop and go search around to find that piece that you're missing. And that causes a lot of frustration and causes a delay in time. By placing everything that you're doing in a project charter, it gives you a resource to fall back upon and to remember the reason why you started. Right at the very beginning, you have all this passion and all this excitement and you have energy. And sometimes that can weigh when it comes to, challenging times through different parts of your goal. By being able to reference this document, that can help regenerate the excitement and the energy and get you back into committing to finishing what you've accomplished. The discovery phase is such a fun part of the phases in your project. So make sure you're taking some time to really explore and enjoy this phase. You've got two different sides of the discovery phase, and one is the analytical side. This side is where you're writing down your purpose, your intent, your expectation. But then you flip over to the creative side and you begin to explore visuals which you enjoy to be able to stimulate those exciting and emotions and your ideas of what you want your project to entail. Whether you are going out and you're taking photography, looking at videos, or going online searching, it's important that you have your design phase very organized. And one of the places that I use is Pinterest. So if you are not familiar with Pinterest, I really invite you to go and look at it and explore it in a little bit more depth. So if you look at here, I'm showing mine, and you can see I have a lot of designs that I have done and have posted on here. I've had mine for several years. It's gone through several phases of branding. But what I want to show you here is I want to show you how to organize yourself with Pinterest. So if you look at here, you can see that I have organized specific boards for different projects, different ideas, different writing styles that I have, and just some fun things that I enjoy looking at. I have organized it. As you can see, I've organized this from A to Z, but you can also drag and drop it in any order you want, or you can have the board saved in order of what you saved last. To create a board, you just click on this plus button and you click board. You type in the name here. If you want it just for yourself, you don't want the public to know about it, you can keep the board secret. And I want to show you how I have applied this with my writing. So Sphere 369 is a fictional book that I'm writing, and I started to gather visuals because as I was writing, I had thoughts of how I wanted the characters to look, what they wanted to wear, what they wanted to drive, how the whole environment was able to go, and what it looked like. And creating the visuals helped stimulate my ideas and my thoughts about the story. So these are just a few that I have started with. There will be a lot more. I've made this one public because I want people to, be interested in what I'm writing and get an idea of what I'm working on. So if I have just a few moments in between writing and work, I can go in and I can just quickly drop these into Sphere 369. And you can see I've got a bunch here that I've dropped in that are not organized. And that is not a problem because it's very easy to organize your boards and the things, your pins that you've dropped into the big board into your category. So you go in and you click organize. And this allows you then to go in and select which ones you want. So let's see, I'm going to collect this one, and then you can see right here, I can just, once I've selected, I can move it to a board, which I'm going to do vehicles, click save, and when I come back here, it has automatically been moved in. Now, let's say I've collected a bunch of things and I don't have a board for it. So what I can do again is I can select the ones that I want. Let's just select a few of these and come here, create a new section within the board. And I can do landscaping and gardening. Click that, do add, and it's putting it right here at the front. But if you notice, everything that I selected has been moved. Now, let's say I don't want that there. I really would like to put it closer down here. All I have to do is drag and drop. And that's the beauty and the fun of Pinterest. So when you look at this and you look at it as a tool, you're able to go and organize yourself in any time now during the strategy, the design, or the execution phase. You can quickly go in here, take a quick peek at what was your inspiration, and then be able to jump right back in and start working on your goal. The discovery phase is such a fun phase of the project that you're working on. Make sure you take the time and enjoy your exploration and your research. There are so many fun ways of being able to go out and gather the research that you want to do. You've got that analytical side, and then you've got the creative side. So make sure that you're staying organized so that you have everything that you need when you head into the strategy phase of your project. So, if you want to go out and take your camera, go out there and take pictures, have a place where you can go through and sort those pictures out so that you understand everything is in there. If you want to do the research like I showed you on for the visual research, like I showed you utilizing Pinterest, create a board and then create the categories within the board so that you can go and look and research and see what visuals get you excited to be able to accomplish your goal. It is a fun time to be able to explore and interact with the goal that you are planning on working on. I can't underestimate or tell you how important the discovery phase is. So enjoy it, because it is something that you are going to be able to utilize through the strategy, the design, and the execution phase. Now, if you found this information that I'm sharing with you informative, the best way you can help me is to support me by going and sharing this link on your social media, talking about what you have learned, being able to, I would love for you to take a photo of maybe your project charter that you're working on and tag me on Twitter. I would love to see what you're working on, give you some feedback and some ideas. So thank you for being a part of the Hats That I Wear Training Center, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session.